tree.
I know.
This is beautiful. How you doing, black people?
I know.
Hey, I bought this online. I didn't try it on or
You
nothing.
bought it online, but you look good.
That's faith. This is faith personified, baby.
But the faith works. Look,
It did this time. Because there have been some fails.
No, I never see fails on you, David.
Well, you don't see them, but if you shop online, you know it's some fails.
I know have
Much
some.
like, say, a dating website. The profile doesn't always meet the product, you know what I mean?
What comes through.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, but I'm going to say to you, you are 100% a success.
Thank you.
You look married. You look like part of our, you look married.
Thank you.
Because David, I got to tell you, I'm loving the fashion icon that you have become. Are you having fun with your style? Look.
You
Look at your style.
It's so generous of you to say that. Because I
mean
have a 16-year-old daughter. She doesn't agree.
Your daughter, Lulu, she's not feeling your style.
She said that I'm being cosplayed.
Really?
Yeah.
So when they say that when you're being cosplayed, what does that mean?
It's not good. That's all I know. It's not good. About a couple of Halloweens ago, she was dressed in this anime costume, and my usual drag is like overalls, vintage denim. So we went to this little tea shop, and the hipster lady goes, "Oh, I love your outfit." And Lulu said, "Thank you." She said, "Not you."
Your daddy.
So she got a big kick out of that. About 2 years worth of laughter.
But see, here is what I have to say. I love your overall. I love it when you hit those overalls. That's very sexy to me.
Thank you.
Yes, I do like overalls because you're very confident when you're in them.
Well, I'm trying to look like I can repair stuff. I can't really, but I can call somebody.
Okay, and that's the best thing. You may not be able to do it, but you can call.
But I can afford to hire the proper help.
There you go.
Yes.
This is what I like about you, David Alan Grier. You pick up that phone, that finger action.
Hey.
Is it?
Yeah, all them little apps and stuff, I use all of that. Sir Help a Lot, LetMeDoIt.com, they got all my money. Y'all got
Those sound like apps I need to get, okay? All right. So I have to say, you talk about your daughter, Lulu. My son does not want anything to do with anything I do. No, nothing funny. Does Lulu appreciate how her dad literally has changed the culture?
Sometimes. I mean, honestly, when I would trick-or-treat with her when she was younger, I always wore a costume with a mask on, so it wouldn't take away from her night. Because when she was a little kid, they'd be like, "Hey, little girl, David Alan Grier, what's up, man?" We went to see Santa one time, and that's exactly what happens. You go, "Hey, little girl, David Alan Grier, what's up?" So when I dropped her off, and I share custody with her mom, and her nanny said, Lulu came waltzing in the house, said, "My daddy knows Santa Claus." I'm like, well, yeah, no, he knows him. Because that's how I was greeted. So we try to put the emphasis on her. That's the way it used to be. So you're asking now, as a teenager, she has selective memory, which I'm sure
mine does.
You're aware.
Yes.
And selective awareness. So she likes when her friends' parents are like, "Oh, isn't your father so-and-so?" But she doesn't always give me the praise. But that's fine. I just want to be a dad. The one thing I was not prepared for with a teenager, they don't care about us.
They don't.
They don't. I thought I'd be like, she's going to be Googling me, and they're Googling each other.
Okay.
They do not. No, she don't care about that. So that's a relief.
Okay, all right, but she knows.
She does. Well, just me telling her every day.
Okay. Because that's what I
know who you talking to? Do you know who I am?
That's what it is.
I saved comedy as we know it.
That's it. Yeah. Sometimes you got to tell them 100-200 times.
I do that daily.
Aside from your daughter, we as your fans, we love you so much. There's so many things that you've done. But I remember when you won the Tony. You won the Tony for a Soldier's Play. When you look at that, were you shocked by the love that you got after you won that Tony for Soldier's Play?
I was. The greatest thing that someone said, this is a total stranger, you know, I posted this thing, I said, I can't believe I won this Tony. And somebody posted, they said, David, I get emotional, you know. He said, David, we've always loved you. Yeah. We've already given you a Tony's, Oscar, Emmy, so you're bona fide to us. And I'm at an age now where I can receive that. You know, you have to be able to receive praise. Yeah. When I was younger, I was too busy grinding. I'm not trying to get my career going. I couldn't hear it. Yeah. So it really touches me. The love I get, and it hits, and I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. Yeah. You know, so it's good. I love it, man.
And that people love you and your longevity. You know, you've been around and you've touched the culture in so many different ways, David. I remember.
I'm amazed.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny because I remember coming to see you on Broadway in Race. Yeah. I was in the front row, and you were magnificent.
Acting up,
you were with Kerry Washington in Race, and I was in awe of you when you were on that stage. But also with Kerry, I did not know that you played a part in her meeting her husband, Nnamdi Asomugha. That you helped her, you helped set her up?
Well, first of all, Kerry Washington is Kerry Washington.
Right.
You know, when we be backstage, they say, oh, this dude who did props on a show you worked on 20 years ago, David, they want to say hi. Those kind of visitors that I got.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, it's fine. Kerry Washington, she got heads of state, you know, movie stars, all kind of famous dudes, just be rolling through. Yeah. She got top quality. So Kerry had this dude, she said, look, I'm gonna go out with this guy, he's a football player. Yeah. So immediately I went in, I was like, is he gonna remember your name? Is he gonna, he better not try and tackle you. You know, all this. She got real serious, she said, look, man, you gotta help me out. Like, I was expecting a meathead, you know? Yeah. And if this doesn't go right, you gotta rescue me. So I met Nnamdi, he would be coming around the theater, and one night I Googled Nnamdi. Okay. And saw his salary.
Oh, he got a contract.
It was like 40-something million.
Oh.
So the next day when Nnamdi came, I was buddied up. You thought I was trying to date. Hey, man, we need to hang out. I didn't know you got down like that. Oh yeah, he's a sweet guy. And to be serious, the last thing I would have thought is that Nnamdi and I, years later, would be working on Broadway in a soldier's play. Like Kenny Leon, the director, he said, I got Nnamdi. I said, you know my Nnamdi? You know my Kerry Washington Nnamdi? Yeah. He's in the play? It's like, yeah, he's an actor now. And he did a wonderful job. He's a great guy. Beautiful, level-headed. Yeah. Just his demeanor is always cool. He's very cool.
David Alan Grier approved.
Yeah,
for
man.
Kerry.
Look, they still going strong.
They still going strong. Exactly.
And I told Nnamdi, I said, look here, man, if you mistreat her, I'm not gonna whoop your ass, but I'm gonna stare at you with evil intent.
Okay, because you got that stare. That stare that you, because I'm.
That's about it, though. That's about it.
That's about all.
Well, he was ex-NFL. I'm not getting it twisted. I'm not.
But the stare was enough. You know, it's so funny because you talk about, you know, just, gosh, being in this industry so long, David. And I watched you. I am loving you on St. Denis Medical.
Thank
that
you.
show right there. Just kind of that mockumentary type taping. You are so funny on this show.
Thank you.
The subtle stuff that you bring. Like, are you having a good time playing Dr. Ron?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is a part of me. More of it is my mom. She was a Detroit public school teacher. Yeah. She taught kindergarten.
All right now.
And she would come home and she'd say, David, these kids. I was like, Mom, they 5 years old. How wild can they be? You don't know. You don't know. You know, that exasperation, all that stuff. He's the oldest one there. Yeah. You know he came as big Afro, 86. Yeah. He's gonna change the whole healthcare system. Been beat down.
He been beat down.
I give up. Y'all go ahead, man.
Okay. You got all the young ones around you.
Yes,
crazy.
all of them think they know what they're doing. So that part, when I read the script, I said, oh, I know this dude. Yeah. I know who he is. It's not me, because I'm always exuberant. I I don't care what I'm doing.
We
eating oatmeal.
Woo!
You know, that's me. That's me. If you see, like, when my alma mater is University of Michigan.
Yes.
So I posted when they whooped Ohio State behind. You see my dogs, Pickles and Buttercup. They just sit there, and I'm yelling and screaming like, "Oh my! Woo!" My dogs are just.
And that
they don't even.
Okay.
They don't care. It's like we do this every day.
Okay.
So I can be over exuberant.
And I love it. Because you can be so exuberant, but you have this demeanor, this austere
when I'm being
demeanor.
paid, I will.
David Alan Grier, I want to thank you for being here. You are so...
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Miss Sherri.
I appreciate you so much.
I'll come back.
You will come back, you promise?
I'm not going to be wearing the suit, though.
Okay. Whatever. Wear some overalls for me.
No, I'm not that comfortable yet.
Okay. Oh, okay. Then I will leave it to you.
I don't know if you're setting me up for something.
No. I'm going to leave it to you because whatever
What do y'all think?
No, it would...
But you know how people gas you up?
No, I like you in overall.
Okay. Right.
I will leave it up to you. Whatever you want to wear.
Okay. I'm gonna come next. I'm gonna come in full drag.
You gonna come in full drag?
I'm coming full custodian drag.
And I'll be able to handle that as well. Because I expect everything from you. So you, please welcome Omari Hardwick.
I need my water right away.
You need your water. You know, I think it's very
Cheers,
rare.
guys.
Look at
Cheers.
It really is very rare that a person can take a character and make it so yummy that it stays with us for years, even when you're gone. This is like, I remember, Omari, Power was appointment television for me. I never missed every episode.
Thank you.
But how do you feel? Because we still call you Ghost.
Yeah,
you know. How do you feel knowing that this was a role that meant so much to us?
It's beyond words, humbling. You know what I mean? Like humbling in a way that you think about the moments where grandma takes you to church growing up. For those of us who know what that's like, grandma spanking you, popping your hand because you're making too much noise in church.
Yeah.
But then you find a moment in church when she put that peppermint in your hand and you're like, okay, I got a peppermint now.
Yeah.
And so you find that moment where you do dial in. And sometimes, Sherri, in that moment as an 8-year-old in church, you go, God, did you make me different? And you don't really know when that question of rhetoric and or direct manner to God is gonna be answered. And there were moments when the fan base, in terms of the crave for not just the beautiful show that Power was, but for my character.
Yeah.
When that happens, you go back to being 8 years old and you go, okay, God, I got you. I got you. So just another level of humbling. And the fact that you could say it was an appointment TV show, you're a busy woman. You got a lot of things to do.
No, I never missed.
So the fact that you was like...
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of church, I would hear pastors say, yo, I got to get home. I got to get home Sunday night. I got to do my thing. I'm like, wow, that's something else, man.
Because there was something that you did with this character, and at the same time, you want always providing for your family. Your family was always number one. I think that was something that struck me too. It was all about keeping my family together, my children. So but another thing, I wish they could have just gave you an Emmy for them sex scenes that you did, Omari. Like, I think you should have won. I think you should have been nominated.
For just that?
Period. Like, you are an incredible actor, but I'm not gonna lie. Them sex scenes did something to me in my loins. Omari, what is the secret to making them so memorable?
That's freaking hard.
It was hard. Yeah, what?
I shouldn't have said freaking, y'all. Like, don't say that word.
No, you can say freaking. It's all right, but like they were hard for you to do. You look so passionate in them.
It's somebody said yes. Hercules.
Like, what did it take to you made it look like every woman wanted to be that woman. Like, how
You laughing too hard.
when you did those scenes,
That's
like,
the producer, y'all. He laughing too hard. For me, Sherri, you know what it was?
What?
I was able to. I definitely think it's hard. You got 8 people, if
Yes.
not more than 8.
Of course.
Camera lighting.
Yes.
You got touch up, makeup. You got hair. You got whomever has the robe awaiting, particularly the female actor.
Yes.
But I think for me, and I think about that now, and I'm like, man, I really was taking care of Leela and Naturi because we came out of that in the midst of the Me Too movement.
Right.
And I really like Mama would be proud because it meant I was really respecting them and taking care of them. But the irony was, it was so uncomfortable.
Really?
And yet I made you feel that I was so comfortable.
Yes.
That if I'm to win any Emmy, maybe I should have won for the sex scene.
I'm not taking away from your acting. But y'all remember that camera would be on Ghost in his eyes as he looked at you. You could lift anybody and put him on the windowsill. I don't know what. But Omari, I have...
Shout outs to all the college football coaches who made me stand and wait.
It was, I just remember...
Well, I wore this for you, Sherri.
Thank you so much. Look at you. What you got on? The Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost.
I wore it for you, Sherri.
And now you have squashed every lustful feeling in my body.
Is it over?
You said the Holy Ghost.
I had to put holy in front of it.
You had to put holy in front of it.
Just to keep you honest.
Because my mind was already in the sinful mode. You better stop. I remember, Omari, we were both in the movie Beauty Shop together.
We were.
You and I were in Beauty Shop together.
Yes, we were.
We sure were in this movie. And I remember you played Keisha Knight Pulliam's boyfriend in the movie. Now, it was Cleo versus Ghost over here. Both of these big ones.
That's it.
Now, did you learn anything from Queen Latifah when we both did that movie?
That you did, right?
She gave me so much great advice.
So Queen La said to me, one step at a time. And that was one of the first weeks on set. Sherri was on set a lot longer than me, guys. I was in and out. I took a picture of the little honey wagon I had, makeshift trailer. My little name was on there. That was enough for me.
Yeah.
Sherri was on the comedic circuit, rocking and rolling, had such a unique voice for comedy.
Oh, thank you, Omari.
Such a unique spirit, smile, the eyes of an 8-year-old. But I remember Queen being the Queen Bee.
Yes, absolutely.
And as you know, Sherri, my middle name is Latif, and there's no bigger Latifah than the Queen Latifah. And so the thing that stood out most to me was maybe about week 2, she said to me, one step at a time. And what I heard her saying was, long career, buddy. Long journey ahead.
That's right.
Just one step at a time. Don't get too up. Don't let people take you too low. And I just think, shout outs to New Jersey. She's phenomenal.
Absolutely, she is.
She is
absolutely Jersey. You constantly work. It's not only Ghost. We've seen you in so many things, and I want to congratulate you because you were nominated for your first Grammy for it was spoken word poetry album. Ooh. Spoken word. Like, what does that mean to you?
That makes me feel sexy, shawty.
I love spoken word. Let me tell you something.
The sex scene ain't doing it. That's doing it for me.
The spoken word.
No, just the fact that music was... Because, Sherri, I never was afraid to walk around the cafeteria. Always confident. I knew where to get back to. The cafeteria table colored us. So we are not often... Not that it didn't occur when we were young, as in... somebody who was doing tap over here, singing over here, acting over here, could equally try something even more foreign than what they were already doing that was diverse. Sammy Davis unapologetically did everything.
He did.
And I think our great-grandparents, or great-great-great-grandparents really rooted for that. I had struggled for a lot of my career at having all these colors that God gave me. Speaking of starting in the church, where we all started, and then having people push them out of bed, I'm like, God gave me these things. And so for me, it always was, whatever I can do, my main objective is to have young people, mostly young women, young boys who look like me and you, Sherri, to go, if O could do it, ...
That's
if
right.
O could do it. And so for me to be nominated on first Concrete and Whiskey, first time putting out a studio album, in a world I put food on the table, and that being of acting proportion, to your point, there's never been an Emmy knocking. There's never been a Golden Globe or a Tony knocking. Never been an Oscar knocking. And not that I feel I've earned, you know, that door being knocked on, but for the world, including black people, to not know me musical, but to then have to embrace, yo, not only is he musical, but the Academy said he was worthy of being nominated.
I'm telling you, that,
like,
yes.
That for me is...
It's interesting because you talk about young boys and girls being able to look at you and go, if O did it. And that's what I'm looking at. And now you're a part of the Star Trek universe. Oh. You are now a part of it's Star Trek Section 31.
Section 31.
Can you tell, right now I want to go see it because your character, can you tell us about the movie?
Sherri, look at that. How you do that for me, girl?
I don't know.
How y'all do that?
But look, how is this? Tell me, what can you tell me about the movie?
So the movie is, I can tell you a little bit. Let me see how creative I can get, Sherri. The movie is, what's beautiful about it, how many Trekkies in here?
A lot of Trekkies.
Okay.
Yeah. We got the Trekkie going on, yes.
Yeah, okay, so for any of you who didn't raise your hand, you don't have to have watched any prior Star Trek to be able to not only watch and follow this, but to enjoy it. That's what's cool about it. I do believe, Sherri, that speaking of knocking on your door, I believe that Alex Kurtzman, the incredible people at Secret Hideout, which is his company, Paramount Plus, now Skydance, Over It, Olatunde, the director, I do believe they were knocking and going, your fan base, all those people who adore you, we want them to come over to this world. And so what was so humbling was, from the moment you and I saw Avery Brooks to LeVar Burton to Nichols being the first interracial kiss, and she played that character, there's this moment where you go, man, I really now am on the circuit, and I get to go to these Comic-Cons, and I get to bring home a bag, not of cash, but of fanship, I never would have thought that in my life of starting this career, I never would have seen myself in something like this. And so it's so humbling to realize that God had a plan, a different plan.
I love Michelle Yeoh. I love you. Like, are you out there fighting and doing? You doing a lot of physical?
Yeah, put that picture back up.
Can you put that picture back up? Can y'all put?
That's a fight. That's
So now,
I know some stuff.
Like you said, you're gonna be going to Comic-Con. You got a whole new fan base. You got the Trekkies.
The Trekkies.
Have you mastered the salute? Because I've been watching.
I'm not as good as you. It's close enough, I guess.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
You definitely got it, and I'm so looking forward to seeing you in this.
Oh, Sherri,
I want to see more of you because
this is the third season of this show.
This is the third.
It took me 3 years to get on the show.
And I'm so glad.
Sherri, let me tell you something. You're gonna have to kick me off from this point on.
I love you, Omari. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy. Anytime you are on a screen, whether it's big or small, there's something within you that just fills it up. And I don't know what it is God has gifted you with, but you get in our hearts and our minds, and you stay there. Oh. You don't leave. So I love you. I love you so much. So we're back with father-daughter duo, Al Roker and Courtney Roker Laga. Excuse me. I just got to say before we started, Al's over here dancing to the music, and Courtney goes, Dad, do you know what you're doing? He's like, yeah, sure.
That's it. I believe in the Hitch method. This is where you live. This is where you live. None of this. None of that. This is where you live.
Right here. Okay, since Alan Courtney's new cookbook, Recipes to Live By, has family favorite dishes for every occasion, I could not have them leave without making me one. So Courtney, what are we, this smells so heavenly, what are we making today?
So we're gonna start off with some just simple seared chicken thighs.
Okay.
In our family, we love chicken thighs.
Yes.
I love chicken breast too. He's not a fan.
I hate chicken breast. What's the
Yeah.
point?
Okay.
Okay, all right.
I'm a thigh person
Yes,
too.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, what
So-
about chicken?
I love the chicken.
Okay. So here we're gonna add. You good? You good?
I'm
He's
good.
manageable.
So it is poultry seasoning.
The poultry
which has a
seasoning.
little bit of everything in it
Okay.
already. Salt and pepper.
Is that how you do it, Al?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And okay. There's tongs there, but it's okay. That's fine. That's fine. Just, oh Lord Jesus. Okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah. So with the magic of television,
Okay.
Oh my God. Don't touch anything else this whole segment, okay?
there you go.
No. We're gonna get
Yeah, we're gonna get
emails
called.
about
We're gonna
this.
get called
I can already see.
because we didn't
Okay.
wear gloves. Okay.
Anyway, once
We're all gonna die.
that's seasoned, you put it in a hot pan.
You put it in the hot pan.
Correct. So
Yes.
you sear about 10 minutes on
Yes.
each side.
Mhm.
So
You
these
wanna
are
render
already
the chicken.
correct. 'Cause
Render-
you
yes.
don't want it chewy or anything
Okay.
like that. So let's magic of television. This is already cooked.
Yes.
So this is what it looks like.
Ooh, it looks so
looks
golden,
so good.
delicious.
And you know,
now,
we also have a recipe in here. Deborah's mother's smothered chicken thighs.
Ooh,
You can
smothered.
do this
Yeah.
and then move
then
on.
smother
and,
it.
Yeah.
Smother it.
But
okay.
That's that.
Now, Al, I can see how well y'all two work in the kitchen. Is it as fun as what I am with around here right now?
Yes.
It's a little chaotic.
Yes.
in the kitchen
Yes. In
sometimes.
fact, one of the things. Courtney, it was a Michelin star chef, so of course I would watch the.
No.
Yeah. I know, no.
No,
I'm sorry.
not
You-
Michelin
no,
star chef.
she worked at
I worked
Michelin.
at-
You
she
worked
worked
at Michelin star. Worked at Michelin. Michelin star. Actually,
Oh,
her
Lord.
car has Michelin tires.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So what are you doing right now?
We're gonna do a cauliflower puree that we serve with the chicken thighs.
Okay.
So it's about 2 pounds of cauliflower.
Ooh.
We add some heavy cream and some garlic.
Al, what are you doing with them tongs?
You never know when you need them.
Oh my gosh.
Tongues for the memories.
Right. So you put a lid on this. This cooks for a while.
Okay.
It comes out after you blitz it, puree it. It comes out like this.
Ooh, like creamy, like mashed
Yes.
potatoes.
Super silky smooth. And we like to add a little bit of butter on top as well.
So as you're adding this butter, like these recipes in the book, they are taken from your family recipes.
Some are family recipes
Okay.
and some are things that we just enjoy in general.
Is there a go-to meal that you like from the book? Recipe?
I go to the drinks.
Oh, you like these two right here. These two right here. Oh my goodness.
If you'd like a little
Oh yeah, I
taste
want
of
to
the
taste how this is like cauliflower puree.
puree, yes. It's sinfully delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, this
Pretty
is
good. With the chicken thighs, it's great. And we
Mm.
also have a wedge salad that you could serve with the chicken as well.
Yes.
So it is mayo,
Okay.
sour cream, and buttermilk.
Sour cream and buttermilk.
I like this audience. Everything you say, they just.
Oh my gosh.
Because it looks so good.
Right.
Like they know good cooking.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Blue cheese.
The blue cheese.
I don't know how people, if you guys say Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Some garlic powder, salt and pepper.
Oh yeah,
and you mix that up.
You mix that
right?
up, and
And
that
it
is
comes out
going
like
where?
this. So this is going
going on
right
your
on
wedge.
top of your wedge salad, right? So
Oh.
it's just homemade blue cheese dressing,
Yes.
right?
Oh.
Is it? And Al, is this what you were doing the whole time Courtney was cooking, coming up with these?
He's the worst. He'll come up behind me, and be like, "Yes, chef," and like yell in my ear.
I watch The Bear, so I go.
Bear. Yes.
Behind! Corner!
That's my life. This is my life. So.
And you
final
put the bacon on
product.
there. I love this. I love this
beautiful.
salad. It looks so yummy.
Yes.
Now I see you went right to the
the
drink.
drink.
Al. You went right to the
This is
drink.
non-alcoholic.
Okay. So what is this drink? That's
is,
non-alcoholic.
a basil watermelon lemonade.
Oh, girl. This is good.
So you can always add a splash of tequila,
Yeah,
vodka,
take-
you know, if you want.
There you go.
Oh my God.
There you go, big boy. There you go.
You gave that to our producer producer Patrick. I love this.
Super refreshing.
This is very refreshing. I can taste the basil.
Yes.
It's so good.
Very, very good.
Alan, Courtney, I need to say, do they need a TV show together? These two?
Oh, man.
Hollywood, would you give these two a show? Oh my gosh. And I want to say thank you so much for coming by. This is the most fun. Courtney and Al's book, Recipes to Live By, is out right now. And studio audience, you're all getting one. Getting your copy. That's it. This is good. Please welcome Jay Ellis. Look at you! Have a seat, sir.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow, I'm trying to remember.
Oh, y'all better stop. No, do it again.
I know, it's a lot of chocolate in one piece right here. I think I have not seen you since Top Gun Maverick premiere, and we snuck into an empty theater because you let me interview you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. I was wearing the puffy shirt.
You were wearing a puffy shirt.
I was wearing a black and white blouse. I looked like a giraffe. I was as tall as a giraffe, but looked like a zebra.
You know, it wasn't that bad. I left going, what was going on with the white and black shirt? I did, but it wasn't bad.
You were like, is he a cow?
Okay.
Is he a milk cow? What's wrong with? Oh, there it is, right there.
There it is, the shirt. It was very joyful.
This is you making fun of the shirt. That's what this moment is.
I felt like it was happiness.
It was a lot of happiness.
It was a lot of happiness.
It was a lot of happiness.
Which, you know, you so exemplify happiness and joy. When, like, every time I see you, always smiling. I don't know if it's because because you're a family man. Like, you just had a baby.
I did, yeah.
Noah's born.
Yeah.
In July, look at that little baby feet.
Yeah.
So you got Noah, you got your daughter Nora, who is 5.
Yeah.
So, like, are you getting any sleep at all?
No, I'm not well. Okay. No, my house is chaos.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's interesting. My daughter was an only child for so long.
Yeah.
And she had all the attention. And my parents live in Inglewood, so, she's with them every other weekend, or they come up and we're always doing stuff. And now she has to share this attention, and she loves him.
Okay.
But like a doll.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not like a human. Like, she squeezes him so tight. And I'm like, his eyes are literally going to pop out. She's like dragging him across the floor. Come on, brother! But it's cute. It's fun to have the energy in the house and to watch her, like, kind of, grow up and become this big sister has been really cool.
It's so funny because, but what you see when she drags him around, babies are so resilient.
Oh, my goodness.
They can handle all of that.
And he's trying to jump right now. He's like, he's doing the thing where he's like,
yeah, all the way back.
And bro, what are you doing?
Okay.
Like, she didn't do that. This is also boy energy. It's just a whole...
It's like on a whole nother level. It's not the girl energy. They are rough and tough.
He's only been around for 7 months, and I don't know him that well. I've been thinking about putting him out. Because he's new in our house, you know what I'm saying? He's new.
Take your time, because when they get, like, my 19-year-old, I tell him I'm going to put him out every other day. Like, this, it's so funny because when you talk about Nora, I can't believe she's 5 years old already.
Yeah.
This little one. And so how you dealing with that girl energy?
It's really tough to watch her. It's beautiful, but it's also tough to watch her have, like, no, thank you. Don't hug me. I don't want to kiss. Mm-hmm. Or, like, when I drop her off at school and I'm like, all right, I love you, baby. And she's like, okay, see you tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, she's just gone. It's insane. There used to be this thing when she was like, 2 or 3 in that toddler age. You know how you have to, if you've ever taken care of kids or help kids put their clothes on, you got to help them put their pants on.
That's right.
And they got to throw their arms around your shoulder so you get a free hug.
Yes.
It's so warm. It would make me smile. And now she'd be like, no, daddy, I got it. No, daddy.
Independent.
She's very fiery independent, which is great. I love it, and it's exciting to see, but, that just means
Wait till she's 15 or 16. Like, my son, I went to hug him from behind. He's like, awkward. Don't do that. Broke my heart. It's so funny. I don't know if you were only child or what, but I know your memoir that you wrote. Loved it. It was called "Did Everyone Have an Imaginary Friend?" or just me?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so when you think about your childhood versus your kids, what's different?
Um.
Look at
Hey.
Oh my gosh! Look at you.
Y'all see him?
With
Y'all
your
see
starter
him?
jacket. Look at you.
Y'all see him? You know, I'll say, I mean, there's so many things. I think, one, you think about technology, and you think about all the options these kids got, which is a whole other thing. I think about, you know, like when I was growing up, TVs had a booty on them.
Oh, that's right. They were the round. Yes.
Remember that?
They
TVs
sure
had,
did.
they had a booty. And so, like, when your mama would tell you don't watch TV, and you watched it, she would know because she could just go put her hand on the back of the TV.
On the back, that's
and
right.
it was warm. You know what I'm saying? And like my daughter doesn't have that now. She's pointing at a flat screen TV hanging up on the wall.
It doesn't get hot.
You know, she doesn't get hot. She knows how to use the Apple remote. She knows how. It's crazy.
I know.
To see the time difference. We have. I mean, you have a teenager, so
Yes.
this is. I'm sure you've done this. I'm always in this conversation of like, should my kid learn cursive?
They don't teach cursive
They
anymore.
don't teach cursive anymore, right?
Nothing.
Like just little things like that.
It's like you can't say to your daughter, be home when the street lights come on. Ain't no street lights.
Ain't no street lights.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing here. But you were doing the best you can with what you're working with, and you're teaching her independence, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Which is so great, Jay.
Thank you.
And she gets to see her daddy working all the time and doing what he loves.
Yeah.
You always stay working. Congratulations
Thank
on
you
this
very
new
much.
Netflix
Thank
series.
you.
And with Kate Hudson, called Running Point.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell us about Running Point?
Yeah, I mean, so Kate plays this character, Isla Gordon, whose family has owned an NBA team for decades.
Yeah.
And her brother has been running the team, played by Justin Theroux, and he's not well.
Okay.
And so she ends up taking the team over. And it very much mirrors, in the funniest ways, in the workplace comedy version, it mirrors Jeannie Buss's journey of taking over the Lakers. And she's one of the EPs on the show. I play a coach on the show, Coach Jay Brown. Uh-huh. You want to be coached by me, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
You basketball.
You know what I'm saying? But this was fun. I played college basketball, so, and I have a bunch of friends who've played in the league and who have played professionally in Europe.
Right.
So getting to bring, I interned for the Portland Trail Blazers when I was in college.
So you got all that experience.
Yeah, so getting to bring all that experience to this was a lot of fun, and it's such a great cast. It's so funny. Mindy Kaling, if you know any of her shows, she created it with Ike Barinholtz and Dave Stassen, and it's a really fun, good time for a time when we need laughs.
You know what? And I love that this is that for what's going on today.
Yeah.
But the one thing that struck me, that sat with me, that touched me, you had this shirtless scene. You was doing a pull-up, and I said, oh my goodness. Oh my, how many takes did it take for you to do those pull-ups? Is what I want to know.
Too many takes is what it took.
Too many takes.
You don't really realize, so I did about 9 or 10 takes of about 10 to 12 pull-ups each time.
Ooh, you were burning.
I was burning. And some of that was my ego. Some of that was like, nah, I gotta keep going. The camera's off. So I'm gonna keep going. I ain't gonna stop until they yell cut. And then I'm gonna do one more just because.
So about a 4 take, what was your
I was
self-talk?
like, I will tell you this. They walked over to me at one point and they were like, hey, you're slowing down a little bit. We can get an apple box. An apple box is this wooden box that you can stand on, so you could be. And they were like, we can get a couple apple boxes for you to stand on, and you could just fake the pull-ups. And I was like, nah, bro, I got it.
You don't want to tell nobody he was in pain.
Nah, I wasn't gonna tell them that. I'm a Capricorn. I can't do that.
Okay,
I'm stubborn.
I love you and your stubbornness. And congratulations as well, because you also play a basketball player in your upcoming movie, Freaky Tales. Is that right? Freaky Tales?
Yeah, April 4th.
With Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
So tell us what this one is about.
Yeah, this is a fun one. So Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, Ryan is from the Bay Area. He grew up there. He took a bunch of stories that happened and kind of took some liberties with them. Brings 4 stories into one night.
Yeah.
You have Dominique Thorne and Normani and this young actor Jack Champion, who was in Avatar, and Pedro, and Tom Hanks makes a cameo. Basically, there's some big bad that's happening, and then I come to they got to see me.
Because I see you with the sword.
They got to see me.
They got to see you.
They got to see me.
Because if they don't see you, it looks like with that sword, they're going to feel you.
They going to,
okay?
You know what I'm saying?
You are bringing the pain in
it's
Freaky
a fun
Tales.
one. It's a fun one. It's a good underdog story. It's for everybody. If you ever felt like an underdog, if you ever felt looked over or kind of left behind, like this movie is for you because you will feel, on the end of it, you will feel very satisfied that what I have done
vindicated, yes.
is for you.
I love this,
Yeah.
Jay. Thank you for being here. My next guest has been setting the tone in R&B for over 2 decades. His chart-topping hits like Icebox, Supposed to Be, and Touch are always on my playlist. And don't even get me started on his iconic group, B2K. All right, so now he's going back on the road with his Millennium Tour 2025. Please welcome Omarion. You look good, you smell good.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, now my glam team and I, every day we listen to your music while they're getting me ready. Okay. So I wanted to know, like, do you listen to your own music the way fans do?
Yes, my new music.
Oh, your new music?
Yeah, whenever I do new music, I'm listening to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about your old music?
Yeah, I mean, I vibe to it, but usually I have to perform it, so I'm like,
okay.
Let me play
so
some
the new one,
to
do you,
it.
like, you get in the mix? Because when I listen to your music, I'm all in the mirror. I'm like, boy, you sexy going, you better go home. Do you do the same thing?
Of course.
Yeah.
I gaze into my own eyes. You the man.
You the man.
You the man.
You know, Omarion, I have been a fan of yours since your boy band when it was B2K, when you were in B2K.
Yeah.
And I remember, oh my gosh, y'all, all of y'all. And I remember, you know, when you left the group, that had to be, was that scary for you to jump on your own?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't planned, you know, so I did have to kind of step out on my own talent and just be ready for the world. But I always take that pressure, that energy, and turn it into a diamond. So that did give me my first #1 solo album, which is the 20th year this year.
20th year anniversary.
20 years, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so yeah, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Okay. Damn, you got a beautiful smile.
Thank
Good
you.
grief.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
And this is, speaking of beautiful smile, okay, so you've been a sex symbol for over 20 years. Like, you just, and what I love about you is you've been very open about practicing celibacy. You know, you were celibacy in the past.
Yeah.
Can I ask you why you decided to do that?
Well, at that particular time in my life, I was on a spiritual journey. You know, I was studying more to just really ground myself, you know, being a child prodigy in this business.
Okay.
You know, always reaching for another level of success. You know, you forget to ground yourself. And at that particular time, it seemed like if I could control 2 things, which was like sex and food, then I could be a strong person, you know what I mean? And
I love that, yeah. Wow.
Yep, and also, you know, Lenny Kravitz I found out after
That's what I was
the
gonna
fact.
say. Did you have any inspirations on how to do celibacy?
Right, I didn't know I was the only, you know, man that felt called to
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying? And when I saw Lenny Kravitz, and I was like, this brother,
Yeah,
come on, Lenny.
Yeah.
Come on, Lenny.
Because Lenny was celibate for 9 years.
Yeah, woo.
Can I ask how long you were celibate?
3 years.
You were celibate for 3
Yeah,
years.
3 years, 3
Okay.
years.
And you said you denied.
9 though? Oh, no.
I know. That's because that's a hard one to do. Because
It is.
I'm sure you have women throwing themselves at you
Yeah.
all the time. And you said if you could deny yourself food, you could deny yourself. Well, I didn't deny myself food, but I'm not denying myself.
Now, we love to make love now.
No, we love to make love.
Yeah, we love to make love.
So I am presuming, I don't
Yeah.
want to assume that you're not celibate any
Yeah,
longer.
no, I'm not celibate anymore. Actually, they're like, oh yeah, that boy back now.
It's so funny, Omarion, because I was talking about in my chair for Hot Topics about actor Kofi Saraboh, and he says that he practices ethical non-monogamy. Okay, do you think that's a good idea, ethical non-monogamy?
Well, I will say I'm in agreement. You know, I don't know all of the backstory of those words, but I would say for me, being open is important, and also, you know, the women just truly outnumber the men. You know what I mean? And it's
So you're supposed to have, is this like an all-you-can-eat buffet over here?
No, let me.
Okay, go on, explain. I'm not jumping on you.
Let me just say, it's only a few good men. It's only a few good men.
Right.
You know, and whether or not it's a whether or not it's a physical thing, you know, we end up fostering the next generation as well. So why not have our queens or the women? Because I was raised by all women.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Why not have our queens aligned with that? That it takes a village. It's not going to just be one man. You know, you could get married. That man still ain't going to be just your man. He's going to be, you know, there for his daughter. He's going to be there for his mom, his grandmother. You know, so this concept isn't really foreign. It's just a little old, you know, and it's meant to be upgraded. And I love this conversation because I think when men are open and honest that they don't want to have just this one thing for the rest of their life, it gives a woman an opportunity to choose and to, you know, further understand a man because, you know, I think that women don't really understand a man. Certain women do, but there's a larger conversation that has to be had about understanding men and how, you know, we're meant to spread our seed.
Well, I want to say this, Omarion. I want to say that I was totally against all of that polyamory, but you keep staring in my eyes, I'll be one of your queens. This right here.
Yeah, and I.
Who else you want? I got a cousin, Jamisa. I got this one over here. My gosh. But I love how, you know, you're very honest about that. I can appreciate and respect that. I want to congratulate you, because that means you got to come back, and we're going to talk about that. But we can do that over dinner, and it's okay. We can talk about it. If you really want to go talk about it. But I want to congratulate you on your new tour. It's called the Millennium Tour 2025.
Yes.
This is very exciting. So what can we expect?
Just a great show. We'll be out here at the Barclays on the 21st. I definitely would like to invite you. I'm not sure when's the last time you see me live.
Oh yeah, I'm coming.
But it's an experience, you know what I mean? And, you know, I can't wait. Millennium Tour 2025. Get your tickets!
So, you know, we will definitely be there supporting you because you've been in our life for so long and you make amazing music and you touch our hearts and our bodies. My God, this one right here. But before you go, Omarion, I wanted to introduce you to one of my interns. And his name is Omarion. And his mother named him, Omarion, can you come here? His mother named him after you.
Wow.
Okay.
What's up,
Have you?
What's up, Omarion?
Good.
Yeah, what's up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now come on over here, Omarion. So I want to say, so have you ever met somebody that was named after you?
I have, actually.
You have? Because I want to say this, because you talk about polyamorous. You may be his dad. They look just alike. Look at this.
Am I the daddy, y'all?
Yeah, you might be this boy's daddy. Here's it, you know, your mama thought what stayed in Vegas was supposed to be in Vegas, all of that. This Omarion, you may look at him. You ever thought that could be my daddy?
You know what, Sherri? Ever since I was born, I had an icebox where a heart used to be.
Okay. So, you know, and Omarion, he's never seen you perform in concert. He's just heard of you.
Wow, well, you know, we got to get you some tickets, man. You got to come to Millennium Tour 2025.
So you gonna come to the show?
Yeah, so you gonna come to the show.
You gonna come to the show, but I can't promise you what your boss gonna be doing at that concert. Just want to let you know. Omarion, we want to thank you for being here. You gotta come back.
Most definitely.
Y'all, the Millennium, come on, go and stand over there by your daddy. The Millennium 2025 tour hits the road on March 7th, and we'll be right back.
I always like when people do this when they drink the water. And
Don't drink some of that water. Look at this, you know. Tank, this is how excited I am. And we have been waiting for you for so long to come. You are here. And I wanted to intro you as the one and the only Tank.
Yes.
But then I just found out that there's a famous boxer named Tank. and he went viral after his last fight. Do you get confused for this Tank?
I get tagged all the time when he fights.
Yeah.
Like he took a knee in his last fight. He's got the braids and the grease went in his hair. I have hair. Not that much, but I have hair. And you know, they tagging me like, you shouldn't have took a knee, you were wrong.
Yeah.
You don't take knees. I was like, well, I didn't take a knee, I was asleep. You know, I was in the bed, I was tucking my kids in. So, you know, there's that Tank, and I think you have to think of it as like when you go to McDonald's and you get a drink. There's a small drink, regular drink, and a large drink.
Okay.
So I'm the regular drink.
Okay.
He's the small drink. So, you understand what I'm saying?
I understand
I'm real Tank. You understand what I'm saying? What? And listen, I got hands too. I got hands. I was raised in the DMV, so I got hands, but I chose the sexier route. You understand what I'm saying?
But now that's what I wanted to ask you, because I follow you, Tank, and I see the workout videos that you are posting.
Yeah.
Could you step into the ring? Look at this man. Now, if you wanted to, could you get in the ring with those hands?
Listen, if I was to step in the ring, it wouldn't be a boxing ring. It would be an MMA ring.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
no, I like real contact.
You like the real kind.
I
Look,
like-
you looking
yeah.
at me with them eyes.
I know, not.
Win. That's. Yep. Now, I've just been such a fan of yours for such a long time, Tank. And I know that you retired from performing in 2021 due to hearing loss and vertigo. So now, 2025, how is your health?
I mean, these things are still lingering. You know, I'm still deaf in my right ear. And
Really?
The vertigo is kind of a day-to-day thing, depending on how I wake up. But, you know, at that time, it's like when these things happen, you feel like you're running out of time.
Okay.
And so there was like so many things that I wanted to do, and I was like, well, maybe I should put this aside so I can get to these other things. And then I just prayed about it, man, and what was given to me is time management, you know what I mean? And I hadn't been a good steward of my time in terms of putting all these things together, all the things that I wanted to do and making good time for them. So this is, you know, this is part of time management, me saying, okay, I love music, but you know, this Broadway stage is something that I love. This is a place that I want to develop in and be great in as well. So this is part of that. And, you know, I'm the type of person, you got to kill me.
I know that's right.
Like, I'm not going to let no ear beat me. Not one.
That's it.
I got one more ear left. I got one ear left.
That sounds like a song, an R&B song. I got one ear left.
I got one ear left, and I'ma use it. I can hear everything, yeah.
I will never get enough, no matter what you do, of your voice. And I know another person who's got a voice. You and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
You guys are really great friends. And I know Jamie, he had his own health scare. So were y'all leaning on each other for healing?
You know what it is? It's one of those things that doesn't even have to be stated. You know what I mean? Those prayers and, you know, it was scary for me watching him go through that because of how much he's been there for me.
Yeah.
You know, when I wanted to quit, he was there for me. He said, no, you can't quit. You got to live here. You got to work in my studio. Figure it out. And so with him going through what he was going through, it was one of those things where I was more helpless.
Yes.
Because it wasn't about a place to stay or a studio to use. It was about, you know, he had to really recover.
And that's what you guys talked about, because you have a podcast called R&B Money
Podcast.
R&B Money Podcast, which y'all got to listen to. So good. And you were talking about the fact that Jamie had kept you from quitting music. Really, it wasn't working out for you at one point?
You know what? It was one of those moments, one of those artist moments, or we have to call them talented moments, where I was like, I'm so much better than everyone else, and they won't pour money into what I'm doing.
Even with that British accent.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was sweet, and I didn't understand the business of music. And so it made me want to quit. And I'll go back to church. I ain't got to deal with this. But, you know, Jamie gave me an opportunity to understand what it was and explain to me how to break all these things down. So there's talent on one end, there's music on one end, but there's business on another, right? So how do you make yourself valuable to where the business wants to pour more into you?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
With all this talent and all these things, what else you got?
Okay.
What else
so
can you do?
I love that.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know.
So I want to ask you, what else you got?
Oh, man. Don't start, because you know.
Okay, I want to say this. It's so funny because your daughter is sitting in the audience.
Yeah.
Your daughter is and so every time you do, I got to ask you, Mama. I have to ask you, so beautiful. When Tank starts doing all of that, the Tank thing that he does to get women crazy, how do you feel? Because I see you over here rolling your eyes. How you feel, girl?
I think it's funny. I'm really used to it.
Oh, you think he's funny, huh?
Yeah.
See, we don't think he's funny. We into it wholeheartedly, girl. I love it, but you when you see him on stage, how does it affect you? What do you think when you see us throwing our wigs at Tank?
I think all the support and the love is really cool.
Yeah, I love this.
To watch.
I love that.
My dog.
That is your dog. I just want to congratulate you. Are you going to see him on Broadway?
Yes, I am.
Okay, there we go. I want to congratulate you on joining the cast of Hell's Kitchen.
Thank you.
Make it like, and when I tell you, when it was announced that you were joining the cast of Hell's Kitchen, the internet went crazy. They want to see you. My favorite comment from a follower, she said, as a millennial who knows Tank's voice from various bedrooms in my 20s.
Various bedrooms?
Various bedrooms in my 20s. I think I might actually combust seeing him singing Fallen, okay? So I love this because whether you're in concert or you're on the Broadway stage, you've always been a sex symbol. Like, Tank, what is that? I've seen you in pretty much all your concerts. What does that feel like to be on stage and you're a sex symbol?
I didn't ask for this, you know what I mean? The Lord just kind of bestowed this upon me.
Say it in a British accent.
You know, and
say it in a British accent.
Sexy wasn't my bag in the beginning. It was all talent, and now, you know, it's a tough balance for if you're not prepared for it. And I've seen artists battle with the idea of being sexy and wanting people to buy more into their artistic thing.
Right.
And I don't care what you buy the ticket for. Just come see me. You understand what I'm saying? I got music, I got chest sectionals, whatever you need, I got you.
You got you. And now I love that you're pivoting and you're fulfilling a dream.
Yes.
And being on Broadway. The character that you're playing is Alicia Keys' father.
Yes.
So did Alicia Keys, did you talk to her about playing her father?
What's crazy is that when me and Alicia talked the other day and we were going through this final rehearsal, what have you, and she just said to me, she said, I don't know, Tank, I just felt like it was you.
Really?
I just felt like you were the one. And that is a different thing, you know, going through auditions and fighting out people to get a part is one thing, but to be called and chosen is a different type of thing to live up to, you know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, to make her proud and stand in this space that is so recognizable to her father, like, it is an honor. It is.
Well, I love that you're doing it. One other thing I want to say to you, because I know you and Jamie Foxx are so close. Jamie owes me $50 for a haircut. I paid for his haircut when he went to his final callback for In Living Color. He has never paid me back.
Yes.
Can you please call him? He don't answer my phone calls. Can you call him and ask him for, I want my money.
You are never getting that $50 back. Okay, I'm just telling you. One thing Jamie is, he got a lot of money, but he don't spend none of it. So he ain't paying no old bills.
I gotta let it go.
You contributed to greatness. Come on, you keep it as that. You
okay,
did that.
take that memory.
You did that.
Well, I just want to say, Tank, literally, I saw you about 15 years ago, and I just knew I have always wanted to talk to you. And I'm so glad that you came on my show. I just appreciate it so much. Thank you for being here.
We're gonna have a good time.